10 days after the fall of Oxhall, while the West bled and the North howled, the Empire turned inward. Far from the front lines, within the marble halls of Zeonica, power simmered behind polished steel and whispered words. In the throne room of Garios, Emperor of the West, another battle brewed. The banners of Zeonica hung high, but the weight in the room came not from cloth or gold, but from silence. Emperor Garios sat atop his marble throne, robed in Imperial purple and bronze. Around him, lords gathered like storm clouds, drawn not by summons, but by confrontation. In the center of the keep stood a hardened general, Crota, bearing the scars of a dozen campaigns and the defiance of a man unbowed.
You sit idle while the Khuzaits and Asarai unite, while they inch closer to our borders. And yet, you refuse alliance with Lukon and Ragea. For what? So your banner flies the highest on a pile of ash?
Mind your tongue, Crota. You speak in my hall.
No, I speak in the People's Hall. And they are tired of watching your crown rust while the savages ride free.
Thephilos stepped forward from his father's shadow. His hand twitched near his sword.
You question my father's will, then question mine.
Your son wears a general's cloak and speaks with the king's tongue. But he is no man. Let him prove it with steel.
The words echoed like thunder. A duel in court and against the heir was near treason. Garios rose, voice trembling with fury.
You dare raise steel in my court!
But Thephilos answered before judgment could fall.
By law, he has the right, and I accept.
And by Imperial law, Garios could not interfere. The throne room was cleared. The banners above swayed as if they too held their breath. Steel rang as blades clashed, one precise and noble, the other chipped, scarred, and proven in war. Thephilos dodged, fast, elegant, blade flashing like sunlight on polished stone. But Crota did not yield. He was a wall, unmoved, unshaken. He let the boy strike, parry, strike again.
Still think this is a game, boy?
This is honor, something you lost long ago.
Blades flash like lightning, ringing out as they clash in a storm of fury. Neither gives ground. Each strike lands faster than the last, each riposte sharper. For a breathless moment, the hall bears witness to a battle so even. It seems the gods themselves hold their judgment. And then, a mistake, a slip, a breath too long. Crota drove steel into Thephilos' side with a brutal swing, and Thephilos collapsed. Not slain, but shattered. His sword clattered to the floor next to him. Crota marched toward the throne, covered in the heir's blood, and lowered his blade.
Next time, send a man.
From the throne, Garios watched, helpless, bound by the very law he ruled. Crota did not flee. He bent the knee and walked from the court alone, leaving only silence in his wake. The great lords of the Western Empire surrounded Thephilos in the hall. His cloak, once purple, now stained deep red. They were speechless. Each of them waited for Garios to call for Crota's head as they stood around his son. But no sentence was passed. None was needed. Later, Garios called for his top general.
Prepare the legions.
That night, Zeonica didn't sleep. Rumors raced faster than horses. Was the heir dead? Had Crota fled? Some wept, others cheered. But in the highest tower of the city, Garios stood in silence, eyes fixed southeastward toward the lands of the Horse Lords. His rage would not be spoken. It would be marched. Beyond Zeonica's walls, the winds of war shifted. Khuzait banners streamed in the wind as their riders swept across the steppe in an unbroken tide of hooves. Drums thundered like distant storms, driving the horde toward war. Golden Aserai pennants shimmered under the desert moon as their horsemen rose from the dunes. Spears leveled. The sons of the sands rode as one into destiny. But the Empire's wounds were not all foreign. Within the Western Heartland, whispers began to spread. If a prince could be cut down in court and his foe walk free, what did the law mean? If a general could duel the Emperor's heir, what did loyalty mean? A duel meant to prove strength had revealed fracture. The banners of the Empire still flew. But now they flew over a cracked foundation. In Zeonica, blood answered words. Where unity should have held, pride struck first. And though no armies clashed that day, the wound was deeper than any blade could reach. The Horse Lords would not wait, nor would the other banners. For the War of 8 Banners was not only fought between nations, but within them.